9 in the morning. You can hear that squeaking. It's because I'm obviously ready to rock and roll. I'm only going to do one activity today, and I chose that to be the bike. So we're going to go out for a couple hours on the bike. Then we're going to get back to packaging more of the desire orders, because they are still going. Hundreds have already gone out. And again, thank you very, very much. It was insane. It's still insane. It's still going on. And a lot more to come for that. But for now, let's go and ride.
Yo, Ted. What's up, brother? How you deal with these niggas always acting up, son? Talking that bullshit.
Man, you just gotta tune them up, you know what I mean? Let's get it off to a kickstart. I leave a lame scarred, I'll be on the main card. Y'all just got a bit part. Ego bigger than the heaters that I discharge. Y'all shit is two sizes too small, the Grinch hard. Nigga, be smart, you don't wanna start hell. On each side I got a 45 like a barbell. Arm to the teeth, more heat than a cartel. Unbowed, unbent, unbroken like a martel. I get you, your friends, and your entire fam. Like I'm boys with Tony Stark, always with the Iron Man. And I draw quick, I might have to blast ya. Tune a nigga up like a Fender Stratocaster. Boy, you wouldn't last a minute in a brawl with me. That ain't where you wanna be. KOing them constantly. Better watch the way you moving, cause I be laying strikes on a nigga like a union. Tune them up, tune them up. If a nigga wants static, better be aware the comeback is fully automatic. Tune them up, tune them up. Hell yeah, I can take them. Niggas' jaws is like laws, it's so easy to break them. Tune them up, tune them up. If a nigga run his lip, he ain't giving me the slip. He could get his ass clipped. Tune them up, tune them up. Niggas gotta get.
Look at this RST'd out. So we're here, where are we at? JNS. We're at JNS in Northwich. My geography's terrible again. Terrible pigeon. You can see just everybody out riding bikes, having breakfast. And I've got myself an Americano and gone. So there's my beauty. This is Cal's new ride. You've seen before. Look at it. Everybody out today. You're right. You gotta go full Power Ranger if you're gonna do it. You gotta do it right.
Just don't go too tight like that.
What's up, guys, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of different perspective and little new things that I'm bringing to the channel, and hopefully giving you guys some more entertainment value, and certainly not allowing this place to go stale as so many do. I want to try and incorporate so much more of the life aspect of what fitness has created for me and allows me to do on a daily basis, just to show you guys how one thing can lead to another and how a mentality in one place can benefit you in so many others. With that in mind, I'm getting you into the next rotation of my training phase here, looking at contraction work. And I tried to put in a couple of exercises that maybe you might not think to do or you'd forgotten about. And also, I resurrected a bit of the bad old Lex. You'll see that at the end though. So starting here, seated wide grip, and I mean super wide, using the lat pull down handle, rows. This is really good. The thing to notice about it though when you do this is going to be the shortened range of motion that it's going to feel like. So here you can see I set my shoulders back by lying back, which takes the stress off the rear scapula and allows me to set it. Then I raise myself up and sit myself into the finish position. Start right, finish right. I will repeat this over and over, but it is a big factor. If you start right, you'll finish right. If you start in the wrong position, I guarantee you'll finish in the wrong position. So here what we're looking to do is pull through with the elbows. Look how I'm not letting the shoulders pop through at the base of the action. I'm keeping the shoulders back. I'm extending forward from the waist, keeping my chest up, allowing my hips to move the body forward. Then I'm pulling back with the elbow and lifting the body at the same time, not extending past a seated position. So here I start upright. That's where I'm going to finish. I set my shoulders, I bring myself up to the start point, and then I move, and then I don't go past where I started from. That's going to set that mind to muscle connection. It's going to benefit you on every rep. It's going to give you that mental range of motion that you need to be following. I promise you guys, give it a go. It makes a huge difference. Too many people kind of faff around at the beginning of exercises and mess up the whole thing because their start position is wrong. Here you can see I'm holding at the top, 1, 2, and then releasing back down. I'm allowing a stretch in the back, and I'm creating a stretch in the back by leaning further forward, not by releasing my shoulders. Thumbs over, thumbs under with the bar, completely up to you, whatever you find more comfortable. A really nice exercise. It will pull on your hamstrings, so make sure you warm those up beforehand, and also Achilles, get them nice and warm so you get a good, easy stretch and you're able to keep the focus on the back. Strong core throughout and a slight arch in that lower back. Then moved on, still doing 2 exercises per body part. Remember, 3 body parts in one day can often be trained. Sometimes, due to the amount of days I train, I can get away with on doing 2. And we were doing 5 sets on each of these exercises because I wanted to add in more volume because I felt like I could. So looking at these straight arm pull downs, this is basically a standing cable version of what you can do with a dumbbell on a bench, just a bit more kind of versatile in the fact you can do it anywhere, and also allows for much more control in my opinion. So what you're looking at here, you're looking at me keeping the shoulders back and engaged. I've got my lower back arched, I have my chest up, soft knees and hips kicked back out the way so the bar's coming nowhere near them. We're going to change position of the camera in a minute so you'll see this. What I'm actually doing here is I'm stretching the back, I'm keeping my head in line with my neutral back, I'm extending upward to a full stretch at the top, not extending past the head, not risking arching the back or causing any overextension or hyperextension. And the main thing to notice here is my shoulders. Look how they're basically just rolling in the joint, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it, but what I'm not doing and what your body's going to want to do is I'm not letting the chest dip at the top and then letting the shoulders kind of move upward to get the extension. I'm creating the stretch and extension from the back. Also, when I'm driving through, and as my hands get towards the base, you can see here when I open my fingers up to show you, I'm driving through with my palms, and I'm driving kind of down towards my quads and the floor, really concentrating on squeezing the back. Again, it's about that start right, finish right position, and concentrating on the mind to muscle connection. A really, really huge thing that's really neglected. And it just takes practice, guys, but once you get it, it's there forever and you can improve, which is often the thing you'll see when you think you see these guys who look really good and they look like doing cheat reps. They actually aren't really cheating. They've still got ultimate control of the muscle, and that's often something to take note of. But anyway, I digress. Moving on, I then did chest, and here I chose to do seated. I'd already done dumbbells this week, and I'd already shown you that in the heavy weeks, and as I said, I want to show you different exercises in each rotation. This is a little bit different. Because we're working the machine, you've got 2 points, and because we're working not against gravity. When you're on a bench, the only real point you can get of contraction, holding at the top doesn't really work because it's unstable. You can get the stretch at the bottom and hold on that stretch at the bottom. But when you're in a seated press like this, you have 2 points of being able to hold the contraction. And here I changed the angle so you can see my elbow positioning and everything, but I'm holding at the bottom and at the top. I am not locking out the joints. No matter what you're looking at and you think you're looking at here, my elbows are not locking out. They are prior to locking out. The load is kept completely on the chest. So I'm driving through, keeping the load, driving through with the base of the palm. I know my fingers are wrapped around the bar here, but I'm concentrating on driving through the base of the palm. From the elbows, here you can see again, the arm with the hoodie off, you can see it's not locked out. There is a very, very slight bend left in that arm. And I'm looking here for it to hold at the bottom for 1 second and then hold at the top for 1 second, because I can maintain the load at both of those points. If I was doing this on the bench press, I would only hold at the bottom for 2 seconds, making sure that I'm not allowing the stretch or the elasticity of holding the weight with the muscle. I would maintain the load by stopping at a point before the stretch kicked in and keep the load on the muscle, if that makes sense. Basically, not allowing the joints to start taking the load or anything like that. Stopping at a point where you can feel the load doesn't shift away from the chest. Here, just showing you, again, from the front, you can see where the elbow position is. It's not in line with the shoulders, and it's not super close as in a powerlifting movement. So it's like a happy medium. The elbows are dipped in. I'm driving through with the palms, keeping my shoulders back, my chest up, and again, not letting those shoulders hunch up as I drive forward, not letting my chest dip inward, which is a thing people often try and overstretch as well. So I'm driving as far as my natural range of motion allows, and you can see I can even open my fingers up and just drive with the palms, really concentrating the load. You can see it working the chest there, and I'm not getting an overstretch on the negative. If you skip back to that overhead view where I was wearing the hoodie, you can see where my elbows stop, and you can see that they stop in line with my shoulders on the way back. So I'm not getting what people seem to think is a beneficial overstretch, when actually it's not. What it is really dangerous for your shoulders and absolutely unnecessary. And just to look at my condition here, you can see I had a really good pump. I did utilize the NO2 Extremes here, so I'm usually using a arginine based supplement before training, and that does really help increase the pump and make you feel nice and full. Great ones for chest days, back days, quads. Not so great for things like hamstrings, forearms and calves, because that can often sometimes cause a little bit of cramping due to the pump effect. So I mean, just trial and error. You can reduce dosages on those days or just avoid any pump products altogether. Moving on, I did body weight pause dips. I like this because it's a functional movement, and I want to start in putting these things into my training even more. I want to become more functional, more diverse in my movements. And here, because I was already quite depleted from you could see the pain in my face doing the other chest press exercise. So this was a really hard work once you got into it. What again I'm saying here is the same thing as I said with the chest press. I'm not looking to overextend on the negative. So I'm stopping at a point where the load remains on the chest. Big thing with dips as well is the angle of the legs. So what I'm looking for here, I'm looking to kick my legs back and get a good forward lean on the body. If I want to make it work harder, I just lean further forward and kick my heels even further back and create even more of an angle. The more upright you become on these, the more it'll cross over onto your triceps, and that's what we want to avoid, because your elbows are pretty tight on this exercise just by the nature of the position of the exercise. But nonetheless, a great one. Holding for 2, and you can see how I'm really not letting the body drop too low, maintaining full load on the chest. And again, I'm driving through the base of the palms here. Fingers, there you can say, open them up and literally just driving on the palms, really maintaining that focus. And you can see how much hard work this is just using body weight. And that's simply because of those pause reps. They really do add an extra kind of focus, an extra level of intensity to your training without creating extra load on the joints, which is great. Condition check again, not looking too shabby. Then I have done the first of what I intend to be many rounds, and that is bringing back a little bit of the old Lex in line with bag work. I've talked about it. I said I wanted to bring it back. I said that I was going to do it this year, and I've started. The first session back, and it was hard. I'm not going to lie. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel smooth. I feel like I was so telegraphed in everything I did, but I'm proud of myself for picking the gloves up, putting them in my bag, and committing to them at the gym. Not just staring at them and thinking, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next time. I was tired, I didn't want to do it, and I thought, no, you know what, it's a 2 body part day, you've got no excuses, you've committed to your followers to say you're going to do this bag work, and you're going to freaking do it. And so that's what I did. I set up a crude timer, you can see it just behind the bag, it was just my phone set up, I just had it on stopwatch just running, and I kind of tried to do 90-second rounds, and I was working on just boxing, no kicks. You can see sometimes my nature is to want to throw a kick, but I was wearing the wrong shoes. I had basically the tracksuit bottoms aren't the best for doing bag work in. My trainers were wrong. You're best wearing kind of short sole leggings and obviously boxing boots, flat soled shoes. And so here I just worked on boxing, and it was a cardio workout. So I was throwing combinations, moving around, keeping the head bobbing and weaving, maintaining my core throughout as best I can, breathing. And I just worked to keep myself going, and when I got tired, what you'll see is partway through the rounds, when I start to get tired, one of the things that I utilize is heavy punches. So when I start getting really kind of a lactic burn on the movement, I'll come into the bag as if I'm as if in a fight when you close in together, and from there I'll just throw single hard shots, and that's basically it. Just keeps me moving, it keeps me working, but then it also allows me to kind of catch my breath. For some reason, when I just throw single hard shots, I can then pop out and go back to some light combination work. Doing bag work doesn't mean trying to look like a big tough guy. It doesn't even mean being good at bag work. Bag work is just great because of the rotational movement that it provides, the cardio level that it requires, and just the fact that it's fun and functional and can actually teach you something. The trick is to not want to try and hit the bag too hard. Just work on putting together some simple, effective combinations that you can throw technically well, and you're not going to injure yourself. Don't do any stupid, flying, heavy punches. Don't try and hit a swinging bag. Just be really conscious in the fact that the bag work is simply about movement, work, breathing, and cardio. It's great that you're going to improve on it. It's useful to be able to throw a really nice punch. It's just something that's going to help maybe bring a new bit of life to your training that seems a little bit dull at the moment, and it gives you new challenges to focus on. For me, this used to be a huge part of my life, a huge passion, and one that I've really neglected over the past kind of 2 years, I'd say, because I was too focused, too tunnel visioned on just training programs and regimes and progression, and I kind of forgot some of the things that I loved and what I love doing, and not only do I love them, but they are hugely beneficial in having a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So guys, please don't be afraid to step away from the dumbbells, step away from the weights racks, and try a few different things. I mean, as long as you're not doing kipping handstand press-ups, you're not doing bad, guys. Get the kettlebells out, put in some burpees, throw in some full body circuits, throw in some cardio challenge circuits that don't even involve anything but body weight. Anything that pushes your body to a boundary it's not used to being pushed to is going to benefit you. And taking a break from a stagnant routine, from a routine that you've been hammering out for far too long, you'll be shocked at the progression you'll get from just changing up the angle of attack that you bring to your body by putting in different progressive training regimes. I'm saying, you don't have to completely leave what you're doing, but to add in a different day from a 5-day routine, taking one out and putting a new day in that's something completely different, like a full body circuit or a body weight circuit or something like that, it will do you no harm. It will only bring a positive to your life. And like I said before, guys, I'm trying to bring more to this channel than just a weights room and me sat at a desk talking to you. I want to show you life. I want to show you progression in all aspects. And I hope that you embrace it like I'm going to do. And I really hope that we all can keep growing together. So thank you as always, guys. And I'll catch you in the next video. Boom, baby.